Hello everyone. In this video we are going to talk about what are the methods that are used to determine lattice enthalpy. We will also discuss some information about polarization and factors affecting polarization. Okay, let's start the video. First of all, if you have watched my previous video, in that video I have given you the information what is lattice enthalpy. What is lattice enthalpy? It is the property of ionic compound. It is the property of ionic bond. Now, how many methods are there to determine the lattice enthalpy? There are two different methods by which we can determine the lattice enthalpy. One method by which we can determine the lattice enthalpy, it is experimental method, and the other method is theoretical method. What is the difference between experimental and theoretical method? Experimental method, we can perform an experiment in the lab to find the lattice enthalpy of an ionic compound, and theoretically by using Hess's law, by using Born-Haber cycle, we can calculate lattice enthalpy of an ionic compound. But what is the interesting information that you must remember? Whenever we have been given a single ionic compound, for example sodium chloride, if we find its lattice enthalpy experimentally and then theoretically, you will always find a difference between experimental and theoretical value. Now at this stage, most of the people, they think that this difference will be due to some error in the experiment, some fault in the apparatus, or some due to some heat loss. But believe me, you will ignore all these assumptions, and you will suppose that the experiment that we performed, it was performed with 100% accuracy. Then what is the reason why experimental and theoretical value for each and every ionic compound differs, and experimental value always shows a deviation from the theoretical value? What is the reason behind then? The reason is uh, a theoretical reason that you will have to remember. It is polarization. Now if you remember, ionic compound, they are not ionic compound, they are not 100% ionic compound. There is not even a single ionic compound that is 100% ionic compound, because every ionic compound has small percentage of covalent character. And why every ionic compound has small percentage of covalent character? Due to a process named polarization. So what is polarization? I can explain it to you. Polarization can be explained by simply considering, you people know, every ionic compound, it is made up of positive ion and negative ion, and if you compare, positive ions are always smaller than the negative ions. So when positive ions are smaller, they are able to attract negative ions towards themselves strongly. What happens whenever a positive ion attracts a negative ion towards itself strongly? The negative ion cannot retain its shape. When the negative ion cannot retain its shape, the negative ion is slightly distorted, it is slightly deformed. This distortion or deformation of the negative ion by a positive ion in an ionic compound, it is known as polarization. So what happens due to this polarization? The two ions, they are trying to come close to each other, they are trying to overlap their shells, although they have not overlapped their shells in this example. But if they become able to overlap their shells, which bond formation can take place? It could result in the formation of covalent bond. So right now in this example that I have displayed in front of you, there is not 100% covalent bond, but at least there would be some percentage of covalent character. So that covalent character is due to polarization. So what happens due to this polarization? Whenever covalent character is induced in an ionic lattice, it becomes weaker. When ionic lattice it becomes weaker, its experimental value deviates from its theoretical value. So this is the simple reason that you can remember that experimental value of lattice enthalpy of an ionic compound, it is always different than its theoretical value due to polarization. The next thing, how and which factors control polarization? How and which compounds can have greater polarization and which compounds can have lesser polarization? So you must remember, polarization depends on factors of positive and negative ions. A positive ion that is most suitable for polarization, it must have high charge and small radius. Yes, if you have been given 2 or 3 or 4 compounds, you can easily guess that, you can easily tell which one of these would have would cause more polarization, the one positive ion having high charge and small radius, and which negative ion can undergo polarization easily, the one that is having high charge and large radius. So these are the two factors that can help you in predicting the polarization in an ionic compound. Remember, polarization is a relative term. If I give you a single compound and I ask how much polarization it would have, you cannot tell. You can get and you can explain exact idea of the polarization when you have been given two or more than two ionic compound, and when you will apply these factors. So whenever these factors are there, it means that compound would have more polarization. So remember, always polarization is a relative term. For example, take the example of set of silver compounds AgCl, AgBr, AgI. Two answers you can give me from this information. One thing you can tell me based on these factors. Based on these factors, you can tell me which one of these compound would have more polarization, and which one of these three compound would have maximum deviation between its experimental and theoretical lattice enthalpy value. So let's take the example. In these three cases, we can ignore the positive ion because silver ion is the common ion. So positive ion has no role to play in deciding the polarization. The negative ion will decide the polarization. Now, which negative ion can undergo maximum polarization? The one having high charge. But all these three negatively charged ions, they have identical charge, one negative, one negative, one negative. But if we compare the radius, you will have to look at the atomic number of these atoms. Chlorine is 17, bromine is 35, iodine is 53. So it means iodide ion is the largest in radius. So iodide can undergo greater polarization. So it means out of these three, silver iodide would have maximum polarization. Why? Because iodide ion is largest in radius. And second thing, silver iodide would show maximum deviation between its experimental value and theoretical value for its lattice enthalpy. I hope you would have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for your time. Bye.